Right, so it's been a little while since I've done this camera view, but I think it's probably more appropriate for what I'm going to be doing. So, one HP Chromebook, model number, in case anyone wants to know what's going on, is what? Chromebook 11G4, and say the screen is cracked. Where it's been held like this, and it's been picked up like that, and it's put pressure here, and it's cracked. And this isn't for me, this is one of the kids, of course. Now these, I looked at a couple of tutorials online on how to get these things apart, because well, I'm not quite sure how to approach it because it didn't seem obvious. I knew I could unclip the screen here, but I couldn't get it right out. And one of them said about taking all the bottom section apart, taking all this bottom cover off, removing all the screen brackets, and taking the whole assembly off. Right? Well, you don't actually need to do that, because you can just get into the screws. What it is just under here. Get a little bit of lighting on here. There's two labels. These are actually stickers just here in those corners. And if I try and get a screwdriver which will pop into there, so these little stickers come off. It says one. Just going to pop them over here so I don't lose them. One there, on this side. Okay. Alright, so under there, there's two screws. There's a screw there, and there's a screw here. You have to get those little screws out. So that releases the bottom of the frame. Now it's still a little bit tricky to get it out, but it does come out. You don't have to take the whole bloody computer apart to do it. Alright, so one screw. Which makes changing it a lot easier. Two screws. Right, now this assembly here has to be split open and come apart, right? So this is where it gets a little trickier, because so it is just a clip together assembly. Alright. Try to see if I can get my nail in there. Don't think I can. Oh, there we go. There's my nail in. So I'm just do fingernails instead of any tools. No, I'm going to have to get a tool out. Let's just get something. Hold on. Plastic spudger. I do have metal ones, but the plastic ones are a bit safer. Don't tend to scratch things. Alright, so that's some of the top released. Just go right round. It'll just release all the clips. We'll just pop them out, nice and gentle. Don't try and force anything. They'll all come out. Okay. See, basically, without taking our screws out, you can get the display to, you know, be half out, but you still need to get those screws out to change it. Alright, so there's still some at the bottom here which I just need to try and pop out. Just gently wiggle it. There we go. See, this is now still slightly captive. Alright, so that's the tricky bit now, is getting this out, because it only folds down so far, but it will come out. You can see there's the bottom of it there. Alright, so that is all unclipped, but it will come out. You can actually see on damage on this, it's been dropped, you know, kids. Anyway, so there we go. Just give it a little twist, and that's out. That's the surround out. There is the screen. Now, The mounting brackets are here, and I'm just going to compare that with the new one just to make sure that it matches before I go much further. Because you never quite know if someone's made a mistake. Like me, I don't know. Not to match up. It looks about right. The width is correct. So, okay, it looks like we're good to go. So the next part is to get the actual screen out. So I believe it's only these 4 screws. So I've already pulled this apart once. So that's 1 screw there. And that was, oh God, about 3 weeks ago now I pulled it apart, I think. And yeah, that's just to get the model number off the screen so I get the right part number. I shopped around quite a bit, and this screen, which I purchased, was the cheapest one I found. They're quite expensive. Right, so there is the screen. And the back matches by the looks of it. Okay, part numbers, well, yeah, this was a bit awkward to read, this one actually, probably. B116TXN01.0 and N116BGE, so it's a very slightly different model number, but it was listed as suitable, so I'm not actually concerned. I think it's the same. I think it might be something to do with the actual screen glossiness or something like that, but it's basically listed as the same. So it looks the same physically, but we'll give it a go, and fingers crossed it will actually work. Yeah, alright, so let's get this other one out. Now it's got this little ribbon here, which is, looks like it's stuck on with like tape, so it doesn't fall out. Just got to figure out which way to peel that up. Right, I think I'll peel it from this side instead. Okay. Peel it from here. Now, how does this connector come out? Is it pushed in? I suspect it is. Yes, it is. There we go. There's the connector out. Here's the screen. So there's a close look at the connector there. Hopefully you can see it. So it just slides in. And there's a little screen data. Let's make sure I've actually got it in the camera. So that's all the screen info on this model. And see, this is what I've tried to get here, is this number here, 116T or XTN01.0. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't get exactly the same. Well, I mean, I did see some had the same number, but the frame was different. So I said, well, that's not right. So I found a very similar number, which looked identical. So we've gone for that. Right. So there's the new screen. It's got a coating on it, which is good. And same connector by the looks of it. And here is the data on this one. So here we go. N116BGE. Alright, so I mean there's lots of, I think it's probably just from a different manufacturer or something like that, because there's lots of manufacturers that make these screens. And I think it's a case of if it's just from a different manufacturer, the number's slightly different. I think that's pretty much all it really is. Okay, so let's pop the connector in. Stick it down. Now before I do any further, I'm going to try turning this thing on. we shall see if it works. I don't know if it's got any charge in it. I'd say it's flat. Probably a child left it turned on as well. So I need to charge this up. So I'm going to kind of put it back together, and I'm going to assume it's okay. And I'll come back afterwards and prove it works. But yes, for now I'll just put it back together. So I get this tape off here. Try and leave that on place if I can for the time being, just to stop it from getting scratched or anything. 4 screws for the screen. Whenever you assemble things, it's always best to put the screws in first, but not tightly, just in line, so they're definitely threaded in properly, but not tightened. Get them all in and then tighten them, because that way if you've got any alignment issues you don't have to go and loosen them all up again. That way it lines more nicely. So you get them all in first and then tighten them. So that's tight now. Okay, so I think, shall I carry on with that or not? Yeah, I'll carry on with it. Peel this off and put the surround back on. So you've got to try and get it back down over that first, that, and then try and get those clips aligned. Sure it's all in properly. Right, put those screws back in again. It's actually harder to get them in than it is to get them out because they're on a very slight angle. Say the tutorial saw said about, you know, taking the whole computer apart to get to the bracket. It's like, oh, come on, you gotta be kidding. Come on, get in there. Down in. I mean, if they're just designed very slightly differently, this would not have been an issue at all. But you've got to try and get it in and that angle. My screwdrivers lock into the screw too well. I need a little bit of play in the head so I can get the thing in. Here we go, come on. There we are. Right. Stickers. I got some bits of fluff on here for my workbench, of course. Right. Then back over there, so you don't even notice it come off, hopefully. Okay, that's it. Let's rub it back in. Sure it's all stuck back down nicely. Right. Now, like I said, this is dead flat, so I need to go and charge it up. So I shall come back once I've done that. Okay. I already know this works because I've just tried it, but I thought for video. The power of film. Anyway, open it up. Here we go. One working screen. All good. So I didn't want to show the login stuff because it's got names and stuff on it. So alright, so there we go. It's all working. The Chromebook is fixed. So easy as that. It took me what, 15 minutes, and that was doing the video. So I could probably do it in probably less than 10 if I was actually just doing it. So yeah, all good. So I'm happy with that. Remember to subscribe if you want to see more. Me fixing stuff and all that. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. Comment on the videos. Tell your friends. Share the video, that sort of stuff, and have a good one. So, catch you later. Actually, I thought I'd do a little bit of bonus footage. Here's the broken screen. Let's put it apart. Right, let's get some tape off this. I don't really care about doing this nicely because it's not ever going back together again. So really, who cares? Actually, I'll probably just do it like this. Maybe. No, it's not looking good. Alright. So let's just pull this frame off and have a look and see what's underneath the frame. And it might be interesting. I don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever pulled one of these apart. I haven't looked. I could be wasting my time. It's probably been done a dozen times before, but I don't care. I'm going to do it. Doing this on my own curiosity, some of it. So why not? I've got this tape on the front there, which is a little bit trickier. But probably have to cut through that nicely. Got some circuit board there, you see, all the display edge connector stuff. Right. So, let's see if I can get this thing apart. It's got a film on the front. Yeah. Get those off. Bits of sticky plastic everywhere now. So there's all the circuit board in there. Look at that. Bit of electronics on there, isn't there? Get a closer shot of that. Some test points. A few ICs and stuff on there. Let's see if we can see these parts. I might change my camera view in actually. Let's do that. Let's change my camera view. Hold on. Here we go. Although this isn't helping, is it? There we go. Right. That's better, isn't it? Okay. So yeah, there's all the parts there. Ignore the cat here. Don't even recognise any of this stuff. Well, obviously capacitors, resistors and inductors, I remember that stuff, but recognise those. But yeah, this is a really thin circuit board. Look how much that's flexing. Just wow, that is really thin. Must be about 0.4 mil or something. Let's have a look. Been using this vernier a lot recently. Yeah. How thick is this board? It is 0.6 by the looks of it. 0.6 mil circuit board. Pretty thin. And there's parts on the back as well. There's a little ribbon connector here. so I can actually take that board off. How about that? Maybe I'll do that, keep that as a spare, you never know. Might display driver that goes next time. Let's take this off here. Well, mind you, it looks like it's got a edge connector there. I don't think I'm doing much of this after all. That'll be backlight then probably. So yeah, it's got this yeah, that's attached on there. So I won't be taking the board off. But yeah, it's attached to those ribbons there to the actual display. And that one there must just be backlight only. That must be the backlighting section. So that might still be worth keeping. So I'm just trying to look for the driver section. There's an inductor there. It comes across. Yeah, I can't really see this very well. But it's probably a boost converter here for the backlight display, be my guess. I don't know, it might be a depends on the voltage the display runs on. But right, let's have a look, see if I can get this frame off this thing. Hopefully that's busting it too badly. Who cares if it's broken, but you know, still want to try and see if I can salvage anything out of it, you never know. It's got some sticky tape in there too, but look of it. Yeah, it does. Come on. Unclip. Unclip. There's a little plastic frame that sits around that. Right. Well, let's just try and unhook that from there. Doesn't really want to unhook. There's a diffuser. Let's see what else is behind here. Yeah, no, I'll be a bit rough with it. Okay, right. So, that's interesting. There's a little LED strip that runs right along the bottom of that frame. So it runs along the bottom here. I don't know if you can see the LEDs in there. So I'll get the camera. There's little dots in there. So those like the LEDs. And so we've got a little plastic spacer frame thing here. Which hopefully I can get off. Doesn't seem to want to come off. There's a little diffusing panel there. Two diffusers. And the actual backlight section. So there's like a flexible bit of sheet there with white behind it, obviously so it reflects evenly. Again, so you've got these diffuser modules here, so it diffuses the light, give even lighting. Just two different ones. So that's how they generally are constructed, as per my limited knowledge of these things. But yeah, there's the LCD. And if I look through that, you can see the cracks in it. There you go. Right, so you can see where the break was over here. Let's get a torch actually, so we get some even better lighting. Yeah, you can see, there you go, there's the break there. So, yeah, definitely originated over there and spread from that point. There you go, you can see it just there like that. So it looks a lot to me like a thumbprint where someone has been pushing on the side of the screen to pick it up. And yeah, there you go. That's why you don't pick up a screen or a laptop by the screen, because that's what happens. You pick it up like that, break. Yes, anyway, right, so I thought I'd just show that bit in case anyone was interested in the teardown section. So right, now I'm definitely done. Have a good one. Subscribe. Catch you later.